Alrighty, folks, he's back. It's not Christmas. It's not New Year's Day. We have the one and only Mr. Brian Adamson. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, man. Happy to be back, Mike.
I missed you, man. It's been a couple of weeks since we spoke. Our friendship is something I treasure, and I just love talking to you every week. So I missed you.
Likewise. Likewise, bro. Same.
Well, I'd be remiss. It's the beginning of the year. I saw you just did a live about smart goal setting. I think we need to talk about it. Let me just get this off my chest. I think most people's goals suck. And I say that as someone who just shared my 20 goals or things that I'm tracking for the year. So we'll kind of break down my thoughts. But I know you just did a well-received session on smart goals. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, Mike, to your point, if they're not smart goals, they're dumb goals, right?
Ah, yes.
Because because if they're not specific, if they're not measurable, if they're not attainable, if they're not relevant and not time-based, then they're not going to happen. That's just the reality of it.
Dude,
And
it's a dream. At best,
it
it's a
really
dream.
is. It's a wish at best, and it's something that you may have written down to make you feel good about the fact that you think you're changing something from 2023 to 2024, but the reality is, unless you set up your goals and you're measuring progress on a day in and day out basis, then you're never going to hit them, and you'll be back, January 1 of the following year trying to do something else to make yourself feel good. But it's a difference between being good and feeling good, and the only way you're going to be good is to actually set specific goals. Oh, I want to invest in real estate this year. Great. So what type of property do you want to buy? Is it commercial multifamily? Is it single family? Is it 2 to 4 units? Okay, great. What market is it in? What price point is it in? And how many do you want to do? Well, based on how many you want to do, then you're going to need to know how many deals do you have to look at and submit offers on in that market to get the deal done in the designated time frame that you set for yourself. And we got to understand that what happens in a year happens in a month, happens in a week, happens in a day, happens in hours. And so it's really just reverse engineer and being able to measure your input on a day in and day out basis to know whether or not you're really hitting the goal.
Yeah. There's so much wisdom in all of that. And it's goals suck. They just suck, right? I want to sell, like, I sold software for the last 10 or 12 years of my life, the last 8 or 9. I took products that were whiteboards and I turned 3 of them into 100 million bucks.
Wow.
The goal's not 100 million bucks. That's the outcome.
Right.
What you have to do is you have to break them down into incremental activities, set goals or numbers, targets for activities, and then make sure you have the right ones, because there's chances are you may have the wrong activities that you need to swap out. But that's how you want to lose 10 pounds. You want to lose 50 pounds. That's not the goal. The goal is eat less crap and work out more often. The more days you do that in a row, you'll lose weight, right? You want to buy real estate this year. Great. Not a goal I like. What is your buy box? How many days have you looked at it? How many new people have you met? How many things do you not know? Right? How many? You just break it down into activities. So I'm a man who tries to live by example. We'll do this in the second video, but my 2023 sucked. I didn't grow. I was just busy. I was comfortable. Growth doesn't come from comfort. The thing that I did in 2023 that I didn't do in 22 or 21 was share my goals with my community. For whatever reason, I convinced myself last January, so 12 months ago, that sharing my goals with my community was self-serving. I'm like, that's not who you are. You're not doing this for you. Stop it. And I have a playlist called Goals Tracking where I reported my activities every week for years. Brian, you can go back and watch the goal setting from a couple of years ago. I was trying to get 4,000 views a day, or no, 4,000 views a week. Right now we get 80,000 a week.
Beautiful.
Right. So again, I didn't do that last year, and my 2023 sucked. So I declared what my goals were. I gave you my Excel tracking. I want to lose weight, tracking my steps. I want to run a marathon. I'm tracking my miles. I want to grow 2 new channels. I'm tracking that. I want to sell some books, tracking that. So every Sunday morning, the first video I create will be an update. And it's not some end goal. It's what happened this week, good or bad. It's about the activities. Set activity numbers, and goals happen. You set goals, that inspiration, that motivation just disappears.
For
Most
sure.
people have lost their New Year's resolution already. And
For
it's
sure.
the 8th of January. It's crazy.
For sure. Yeah, motivation is like caffeine. It's just a stimulant
And
and
it's
it wears off. You know what I mean? And so that's where discipline has to kick in and prevail, right? When all the motivation and inspiration wears off. One of the biggest things that I think people set themselves up at a huge disadvantage with is the goal attainable, right? So SMART goals is specific, measurable, attainable. I think the attainable piece is very important. While we don't want to set our goals too low, but for most people, they set them too lofty.
yeah.
So you've never done any real estate, but then you say you want to do 20 deals this year. Now, it's not to say that you can't, but the likelihood is very low that you will. And what happens is you start to burn out when
Yeah.
the goal is so lofty and you're not able to appreciate the success, the incremental wins you're having along the way. And then you have
Yes.
the all or nothing approach, and then you're just out of the business. And so,
Yeah.
if it's your first year coming in, it's like, how about get proficient at underwriting deals? Get proficient at analyzing comps. Get proficient at studying the market and getting
How
down on
about
your
meet 20 new people in your area?
100%. 100%. Get
I
proficient at
love that.
writing deals and take the emotion out of it. Like that, and to do one or two deals your first year is phenomenal because it's not we overestimate what we could do in a year and we underestimate what we can do in 5 or 10. And so it's about setting and building a solid foundation and then scaling from it, as opposed to just having this. Look, the bottom line is you ain't been doing it for 40 years. So why year one do you need to do 20
Yeah.
of them? You know what I mean? It's like just get in the game, just start hitting some
Yeah.
base hits, and eventually you'll get your home run.
Yeah. I got to tell you, the thing that I would always try to get with my team, right? When I hired the best of the best to take a product from 0 to 100 million, is we all knew where we wanted to go. The 100 million was out there, right? That was there. But we had weekly activities that we were tracking to. And something you said there, I want to highlight. If you're going to get into real estate, for example, or you want to lose weight or whatever it is, whatever your activity is, I want it to be a daily activity. Why do
Mhm.
I want it to be daily? Because I want you to feel the success. Habits only become habits after 30 days. But if you can celebrate success every day, it becomes a lot easier to do it the next day. Too many of you are saying, I want to get in real estate and do one deal. It's March, it's June, and you don't have a deal yet. You beat yourself up. I want you to say, I look at my buy box every day. I track the changes every day. I know what a good deal is. I've met 40 people. That is success.
Absolutely.
The deal will happen. It's just an outcome. Celebrate these little wins every day is my strong
Absolutely.
recommendation.
Absolutely. And as someone who lost 60 pounds 17 years ago and kept it off, to the weight loss piece, because I know that's a big one for most people, it's all math, just so you know, right? So again, is it attainable? We go from eating trash to all of a sudden we're going to be vegan, and we wonder why after 2 weeks it don't work. Well, that doesn't need to be the case. A simple formula for losing weight is simply this. It's 3,500 calories in a pound. Okay. So if you cut out 500 calories a day for 7 days, you lose a pound a week doing nothing. Okay. Just to give context, a Otis Spunkenmeyer muffin is 480 calories. You cut one of those muffins out of your daily diet, and immediately you lose a pound a week from not even getting off the couch. And so when you start to look at it from that perspective, well, then now if you can go and burn an extra 500 calories a day, whether you checking steps like Mike or you actually putting in reps at the gym, now you can expedite and start losing 2 pounds a week, right? So it's all math at the end of the day. None of this stuff is hocus pocus. It's all data driven all the way down to losing weight.
Who knew? I could not imagine Brian 60-pound heavier. You are lean and mean. It's that's pretty awesome. How long did it take? I'm just curious.
It took a year.
Yeah,
It
that makes
took a
sense.
year to do it initially, and then after that, it was so much work to do it that I was like, this is stupid.
Yes,
Like
it's
I'm
not
never
coming
gonna do
back
it.
on.
Oh no, it's never. So literally for 17 years, like I've kept the weight off. I may move 5 pounds here and
Yeah,
there, but like no,
not
because
happening.
It's too painful, bro. You know, it's man,
Oh
getting the
yeah.
weight off is nothing
And as
nice.
you get
I
older,
have
it
no
gets
idea how
harder.
people. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So, but that's my gift to you. This new year, stop racking your brain. You can still eat the pizza and burgers, but just figure out a way to cut out 500 calories a day. And then as you start to see the success of that,
Yes.
and you'll want to naturally do more. You'll be like, you know what? I don't need this burger. I could eat a salad instead. Or I don't need, you'll start making fundamental changes. But when you go at it full bore from this lifestyle to trying to adopt this one, it just doesn't work. So build yourself a bridge and take incremental steps to get there.
Amazing stuff. Brian, where can people find you?
Brian Adamson Official, everywhere, YouTube, Instagram. I look forward to talking to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you.